Hello everyone. Most of you would be looking at how to reduce this heat via air conditioning. If you're lucky, you have central air conditioning, but if it's broken like mine, and if you don't have $5,000 to pay to have central air conditioning, then you will be looking at a portable air conditioner like this. Here I have my Insignia 18,000 BTU portable air conditioning, which covers my entire living room, including the fish. But anyway, the point is, I want to let you know how I connected or how I set up a portable air conditioner using casement windows. So portable air conditioners are very easy if you have lockdown windows which go up and down or left to right. You can put your bracket on the side and then you're all set, right? But what if you have crank windows like these? Let me show you here. Let me put this up. Right, so I have these crank out windows, as you can see over here. You open the latch and then you crank them out, and crank it out, crank it out, crank it out, and then the window opens. So you cannot typically fix one of these portable air conditioners to a casement window, as they call them. And so I have been experimenting for the past 2 years as to how I can use these really cool 18,000 BTU Insignia air conditioners with a casement window. Now, if you're living in a apartment, a high rise, probably with the new regulations on efficiency, you would have casement windows, right? So you can't have a window air conditioner. You will have to find some way of having some sort of other air conditioning. So this is something that you will be looking at. But I used to live in Vancouver and I used to live on the 41st floor. I used to live in agony because in the summer I didn't know how to connect one of these to one of those, right? Now, let me show you how I did it. First of all, you have the air conditioner over here, the portable air conditioner, and then you have the connection between the flexible hose which exits all the hot air and the air conditioning, right? So this thing locks up by design. Unfortunately, the problem is even though you lock it up, it tends to unlock itself while the air conditioner is running. So initially I had this little piece of duct tape attached to it so that it doesn't unscrew itself. However, I have found that this is not enough, and I have completely covered the seal between the flexible hose and the air conditioner with duct tape. Now this has resulted in no leaks. It used to be that it leaks a little bit of hot air and that reduces the efficiency by a significant amount, but now that I have duct tape over here, there are no leaks and all of that hot air goes up here and goes out the window. Now, next, let's come to the window. So how do you fix one of these brackets onto a casement window? I have worked with this so many times and I have used so many methods to do this. This is finally what I came up with. First, you use this bracket. This comes with the unit itself, and so does this bracket. So what I've done over here is to measure a position between the base of the window pane and the crank over here, and to mount it up using very tiny screws and this bracket to the window, right? So very easy, you just screw in the bracket to the plastic over here, and then screw it into the wood on your window pane, right? Now here on the other side there are holes already ready made, but if you don't have any, then you might need to use a small drill to make a hole in this plastic, which is pretty easy, and then use a longer screw, as you can see over here. I think this is 2.5 inches, to hold it in place and screw it in. And don't worry too much about these holes that you made, it's very easy. You can paint it over, or you can put a little bit of wood putty, and it goes away. So you're not damaging your house at all. So the reason I put this long screw over here and not not really tightened it is that it gives me a little bit of flexibility in terms of how I want this bracket to behave. Okay, so once that is done, you get this hose and you fasten it in. So that's all good. So you have the air conditioning, you have the insulation over here, you have the hose, you have it fastened in, you have your bracket over here, and then you have a little bit of flexibility using your long screw over here. Now here's the trick. Many of you have been struggling with whether to open up the window totally and expose the cold air, or reduce the efficiency. I mean, seriously, if you have the window open like that and no insulation in between, the cold air is just gonna run out. I've experienced this, and I've tried it, and it doesn't work. You can run your air conditioning from morning to evening, and it won't reduce anything. Okay, so the second thing is the bugs. Now it's summer and you have a lot of bugs. So if you remove your bug screen, as you can see over here, I have my bug screen, right? The bugs are going to come in. So if you remove your bug screen and just take this and latch it with the window, then bugs are just going to come in. All night long the bugs are going to come in, all day long the bugs are going to come in, right? So what you need to do is to have the air conditioning, the bug screen, and the ability to insulate everything in between. So I have seen all sorts of scenarios, all sorts of gimmicks. You can have a plexiglass there, you can use cardboard, you can use styrofoam, but that's not going to work. I mean, if you live in a nice neighborhood, nice apartment, you're not going to use cardboard or a styrofoam to just block your window. So you need a proper solution. Now I'm going to show you a proper solution here. So what I have done, I have the exhaust set up over here. Now what I have done is to insulate this, and to keep the bug screen, I have used the Frost King insulation kit. Now this Frost King insulation kit is it's around let's say less than $20 Canadian. Okay, so it's basically comes as a insulation kit with your two-sided tape and everything else, right? So I got it from Canadian Tire, and I will put the description below as well as where to get it and the link to it, so you can buy it from Canadian Tire. I'll try to put it on Amazon as well. Anyway, so what I have done is to get that insulation kit. This is an insulation kit which is used to insulate windows against the winter season. Now I'm doing it in the warm season, right? So you apply the double-sided tape which is provided with the insulation kit all around the bug screen. Right now, this is the bug screen. As you can see over here, I have the window pane, and then I have the bug screen. The bug screen is still on, right? So I'm gonna put the insulation on the bug screen. Once I have done that, I'm gonna put in the insulation over here, and then I'm gonna use all over, right, all over. If you can see over here, all over, cover it up, and then I'm going to use a air dryer or a hair dryer to make it taut. So once you apply the hair dryer, the wrinkles go away and it becomes really taut. So as you can see over here, it's very taut, right? I have some patches over here. I have a patch over here. I have a patch over here, which I didn't measure properly, or I didn't apply properly. So I have added some patches. It's okay. You can add a patch and then you can use your hair dryer to, make it taut again. So no problem at all, right? So once you do that, here I have a opening created, a very small opening, which is kind of like the opening for this outlet, and that's about it. Everything else is behind the bug screen, and it's very taut and it's insulated, and this thing is has a opening which allows the hot air to go out, right? So when I switch on my air conditioning, now this is the great thing about this. I can close this window whenever I want. Okay, I can close it and then I can lock it. So I don't have to worry about any security concerns. At night I close it and I lock it, right? And the second thing is I don't have to worry about any of the bugs because I have the bug screen in front of the insulation. So no bugs, no burglars comes through this window. Whenever I want to run the air conditioning, I open the latch, I crank this out just like normal. Make sure the crank window is open as much as possible because you want all of this air to go out rather than blow back. So if you have a large opening, then it goes out. So I crank it open. I have the insulation over here, as you see, and I have the bug screen. And then for additional insulation, what I do is I drop down my these don't drop down very well, but anyway, I'm trying to drop down my window blinds. I'll leave it at that. I drop down my window blinds and I move it to the upwards position. So you might think, oh, what's the difference between moving it up and moving it down, or making the flaps face upwards or face downwards like this. So this is facing down and this is facing up. This is facing up. Right. So the thing is, hot air travels upwards, right? Basic physics. Hot air travels upwards and cold air travels downwards. So we have this hot air going out, right? This is all hot air, so it goes upwards. So we don't want it to come down in any way. We want it to travel upwards. Whereas if we have it this way, then it goes up and we have it downwards, and we have a lot more hot air inside the premises than outside. Anyway, I mean, that's what I think it does. So I have opened the window. I have cranked it out. As you can see over here, there's no wind whatsoever over here. And as you can see over here, it's 28 degrees inside the house. And I'm going to switch on my air conditioning. So what I'm going to do first is to switch it on, and it has been set to 24 degrees. I am going to set the mode. You have 3 modes over here. You have the cold, you have the dry, and you have the fan. I have the window over here. And then I'm going to use the fan mode over here to set it to the highest setting, F3, that is fan 3, the highest setting. And then I can set the timer, whatever I want. I can set it to 3 hours. So now that it's set, obviously there's a remote control which comes, and I don't know where the remote control is. I will show you the remote control later on. But another thing, I have this auto swing. Let me see whether I can find the remote control. Okay, so here we go. We keep it away from the kids, so the remote control is over here. Right, so let me do the power, and I'm going to do 24 degrees, and you can change it from Fahrenheit to centigrade, and then you can change the fan, as you can see, do fan 2 and fan 3. Yeah, but you can go auto swing on, then flat goes up and down. I like to keep it in auto swing so that it covers most of the area. You can put your remote over here, and then you can use the air setting over here. Now, all of that hot air is going out through this opening, and as you can see over here, I don't know, I don't know whether you can see it, but there's no blowback. So it's completely insulated. 90, maybe not 90, but 80% of the air is going out. And you can keep it open, you can keep the sunlight coming in, but this is thought you have a very, very, very efficient air conditioner. So Thanks a lot for watching my video. I will catch you with the next one, and I hope you convert from the regular air conditioning